I'm Misi Dada. So far, since the commencement of the Naira redesign program, the Central Bank of Nigeria has collected about 2.3 trillion naira out of the 3.2 trillion naira that was in circulation as of last year, October. This information was released by the CBN Governor, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, at a press briefing in Lagos on Friday. Mr. Emefiele pleaded with Nigerians to show some understanding as everything was being done to correct the lapses observed in the implementation of the program. He expressed sadness over the unscrupulous and unpatriotic conduct of some bankers who were sabotaging the efforts of the central bank. We have details of that in today's package, plus more highlights from the official unveiling and launch of Afrigo, the first central bank-led national domestic cash scheme. Stay with us. Welcome back. Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, during the February 3rd press briefing at the Lagos office of the bank, acknowledged the hardship being experienced by many citizens in accessing the new currency. He confirmed that a few of the bankers involved in the sale of the new Naira banknotes and their collaborators have been arrested by the EFCC, ICPC, and DSS. Here's the detail.
Fellow Nigerians, the Central Bank of Nigeria is aware of the difficulty being faced by Nigerians in accessing the new currency at these initial stages of its issuance and circulation, but wishes to plead with all Nigerians to please show some understanding as everything is being done to correct some of the observed lapses in the implementation of this ambitious program. Please also permit me to say that this difficulty is transient, given our strong belief that the ultimate gain of the policy to our country far outweighs the short-run pains of today. I assure you all that the enforcement agencies are all on the prowl of these unpatriotic colleagues and their collaborators. A few of them involved in this sale of the new currency have been arrested by the EFCC, ICPC, and indeed the DSS. And let me assure all Nigerians that these unscrupulous persons shall face the full wrath of the law. On our part, let me assure all that the CBN possesses the capacity, manpower, and equipment and grit to pursue and circulate the new notes, and are doing all in our power to ease the inconvenience to all Nigerians, particularly the vulnerable Nigerians. I want to use the opportunity to once again emphasize that this policy is not targeted at anyone or any group of persons. Rather, it derives from our in-house analysis to strengthen our macroeconomic fundamentals and better our socio-economic conditions in Nigeria. What are the benefits of a currency redesign policy? Generally, currency redesign policies, sometimes called demonetization policies, are designed by countries to strengthen the performance of key macroeconomic parameters and equally combat social improprieties. Chief among these is that it's expected to reduce the amount of cash in underground or in the illicit economy, truncate the activities of racketeers, and obliterate rent-seeking businesses in the black market. By reducing currency outside banks, it will shrink money stock and accordingly lower the long-run path of inflation. The ensuing deflationary pressure could elicit interest rate cuts that will, in the short to medium term, boost economic activities, spur aggregate demand, and enhance output growth. The macroeconomic impact of currency redesign are multidimensional and could seem uncertain, especially at its early stage when its inconvenience seem widespread. By spurring more people to use bank accounts, this policy will further increase bank account ownership and increase the use of accounts by enhancing people's savings behavior. It could encourage some hitherto informal business operators to formalize the path of transaction and adopt more formal settlement channels. In addition, the short-term decline in cash holding and the increased formalization of business activities as the cashless policy forces more economic agents to open bank accounts will also boost fiscal policy. With more transactions going through electronic channels and bank accounts, more agents come within view of the government tax bracket. This enlarges the base of taxable activities and increases the possibility of more tax receipts by various tiers of government. In the long run, the policy improves the sophistication of tax collection and would no doubt reduce tax evasion and tax avoidance. As experiences from other jurisdictions have shown, effective currency redesign can support regulatory reform, increase legislative reach, and coordinated fiscal and structural policies. Before concluding this remark, let me state, and sadly too, that we have observed some incidences of widespread hoarding and predatory activities of some vendors. We appeal to those involved in these nefarious activities to please desist from such practices. This is because these actions, if left unchecked, could derail the achievement of the objectives of the naira design policy. The CBN would like to encourage the public to use alternative channels as much as possible for their transactions and hold minimal cash in line with the cashless policy. The CBN reiterates the availability of an appropriate amount of currency, whether in the denominations of 200, 500, and 1,000 redesigned denominations, or the current 100, 50, 20, 10, and 5 naira denominations to support our economic activities. We call on all Nigerians to be calm, to be law-abiding, and considerate of their fellow citizens, particularly our weak and vulnerable, in the conduct of their affairs as we execute this very important policy initiative of national significance. As with all far-reaching consequential policies, there is a transition period during which short-term hiccups will be inevitably experienced but eventually overcome.
We have 179.2 million individual account holders in the banking industry as at the end of 2021, based on statistics from NIBS. Now, if 25% of this population are to collect 20,000 naira per day maximum, let's assume, the CBN and the banks will have to release 896 billion naira into the system every day. 896 billion naira every day. I'm giving these statistics because the reality on the ground, even as of today, is that in many bank branches here in Lagos, the banks don't have any cash to give. In some, customers are getting 1,000 naira. Mr. Governor, I'm sure Nigerians would like to know why. The bank MDs are here. Nigerians would like to know why. If the CBN is saying there's more than enough and we are releasing to the banks, so why are Nigerians not getting this? Number two, sir, electronic channels. There are people who usually don't even hold cash because they use electronic channels. You know, it has become a culture. But this week, we don't know what is going on, sir. There is a lot of electronic payments hiccups. Today, the owner of the petrol station told me that It's not accepting POS today because the POS transaction worth 11 million naira that has accepted since Monday has not been credited to his account. It's a petrol station close to my house. So the man refused POS transactions today. So sir, why are we having, at least if the cash is not available, the electronic channels should be working. Nigerians need an explanation, sir.
For me, I do understand that. Okay, I'm Amy John Mekwa. I'm from Channels TV, please. I spoke to the president of the Association of Mobile Agents, and we do know the reality. I can't remember the last time I went inside a bank. So mostly, at least for people of my level, we turn to the POS because they've been charging. You even mentioned it, the governor, you even mentioned it. Is it possible to also include, I know you have your super agents, but they seem to be easily accessible to a lot of Nigerians. Is it possible to include them in your plan of making this circulation easier and faster? Because now they are charging us 2,000 naira to get 10,000 naira, and I find it very annoying to pay for naira after paying for dollar. Is very annoying to me. So please, sir, is it possible to get them since they are more accessible to a lot of Nigerians?
My name is Nume Ekege from this day newspaper. My question, sir, is on sanctions. CBN had mentioned earlier that we were going to sanction banks who were found peddling and holding money, and were the ones involved in giving out large sums of money to some specific individuals. I want to know if CBN has actually sanctioned any banks, the banks that they sanctioned.
Or News Agency of Nigeria, sir. I just want to know, sir, who regulates the POS? That's one. And secondly, sir, is it possible we know the names of those who have been sanctioned?
Actually, a follow-up on Imi's question, but this is particularly for Nigerians, individuals at weddings and parties that we've seen spraying the new naira notes while their fellow citizens are not able to access them. So whether or not individuals, for us, are wondering whether or not individuals will be sanctioned or penalized.
Jide of Vanguard, you read out the statistics that 179.2 million accounts there are as of 2021 in the banking industry. And you also said that if only 25% of the population are to collect some 20,000 naira, it means that every day central bank will supply 896 billion naira into the system. So you can see that it doesn't work the way you are analyzing it. If for instance, we told you that in 2015, currency in circulation was 1.4 trillion naira, less than double of what you are saying we should inject into the banking industry in one day, and even indeed that as at October 2022, the currency in circulation was 3.23 trillion naira, out of which 2.7 plus is outside the banks. So you'd imagine that it doesn't work the way you have analyzed it. But what we are still saying is this: your analysis does not mean that because 896 billion naira is not issued by central bank into circulation in a day, that does not mean that there isn't adequate supply of currency in the market, in circulation. What we are only saying, and we have to admit it, that at this initial stage of the issues and circulation, we can't put 896 billion in one day into circulation. So that is the reason that we said, unfortunately, we do see that there will be some transient or temporary pains, but that we appeal, we are begging, we are on our knees begging people to please show understanding. They should be calm. I might as well address the petrol station. Oh, he said, okay, he will normally accept the POS. I will appeal to the petrol station, continue to accept your POS. You will get your money. If you are getting your money account credited instant, it's possible that because of deluge of the volume that they've had to wait, then it does not mean you will not get your money. You will get your money. You will get your account credited. If your account is not credited, you have a right to complain. And I'm sure those who know what we are doing in consumer protection know that we have always shown sympathy, or sympathy towards those customers that have complaints against their banks. We are committed to this. We just need your understanding. I'm not going to pretend it's a difficult time that we're adopting this ambitious program. But if we have not done this for 19 years, what we are supposed to be doing in 5 to 8 years, we should expect that there will be a few hiccups, but to assure all of us that those hiccups are being addressed. Inni talked about the mobile money agents, mobile money agents who use POS and all those things. We're going to go back, and I'm sure by tomorrow when we meet, I am going to be calling if those charges go to, or those charges are being sort of charged to the banks. We are going to have an arrangement even with the telcos to see to how those charges can at least at this time be stopped. Those charges at this time should be stopped, so that if we know whatever you are making, that you are not making because we stopped it, we can collect it somewhere and look for a way to pay you. But we don't want this to continue to create pain on those who want to use alternative channels when they cannot have cash in their pockets. Yeah, the next question talked about sanctions. Gentlemen and Ruthie, I have seen what I call nauseating videos about people who spray money at parties. It's extremely nauseating. It is extremely annoying, and we feel like vomiting when you see these things happen. If you have earned your money properly, you will not be spraying money the way we see people spraying money. Some of them have been arrested. Those who went to Twitter, she's already currently under ICPC. The lady who was spraying packs of money, we will find all of you. One of them we found yesterday. I think that one is also with ICPC or EFCC. With EFCC, they will go to jail because you have broken the law. We will not allow you to create pain on Nigerians at this time when others are suffering. You cannot go and collaborate with bank officials. And I have told ICPC, I have pleaded with EFCC, I'm also pleading with any of the enforcement agencies. When you find them, please trace them, track them down to the bank official, track them down to the central bank official. My hands are clean. I'm not going to be involved. Nobody should get themselves involved in colluding with anybody to be involved in giving money to people to go and spray at parties, or go and be using multiple ATM cards to be involved in all this.
Thanks for staying tuned. You're watching From the CBN, a weekly program that brings to you reports and expert analysis of the actions, policies, events, and economic initiatives of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN. Do you know that the Nigerian National Domestic Card Scheme, Afrigo, which was officially launched on Thursday, 26th of January, will ensure sovereign control over data, lower cost of operation, increase financial inclusion, and reduce the need for foreign currency usage? Well, the card scheme offers so much more, as you will find out in the following. Stay tuned.
Why Afrigo? What does it mean for us? I think you can see clearly that the green is coming out. The green stands for Nigeria. It stands for rebirth. It stands for life. It stands for dynamism. This card has been birthed in Nigeria, but with very, very strong continental and global aspirations. We want Afrigo to be the African continent's beacon for payments. What does Afri signify? Africa, its culture, its dynamism, its inclusion, its innovation, its bravery, and its wealth in national resources. And Go is about progress, moving forward, being inclusive, being independent, and of course, the green for Nigeria.
What can we say is the value, or what is the National Domestic Card Scheme about? It's about being homegrown. It's native to Nigeria. This is owned by us, just like the BVN that was launched by NIPS years back, fully homegrown. addresses the requirement of the Nigerian payment industry, specific use cases. Nobody's going to come from outside this country to help us. We have to help ourselves, and that's what we have put together. Scheme provides opportunity for innovative offerings and then growth potential for the Nigerian financial market and beyond. Like it has been said, this card scheme intends to look beyond Nigeria and in overall drive and boost financial inclusion as well as the cashless economy. It's aimed at reducing operating costs within the ecosystem. Billing will be in naira. It is based on shared infrastructure, multi-tenancy for ease of integration. And another beauty about this card is that the central card management solution will be available to all OFIs and other institutions that will partake. I can guarantee that this CMS solution is one of the very robust and system that's been put in place that will provide real value for the ecosystem. Then operational effectiveness, enhanced dispute resolution, flexible and standardized operational standard. And in addition, we have provision for unique and reliable services integrated to NQR and NFC. By the way, you know the NQR is instant settlement. Biometric and offline capability is part of the expected features, and this will help Nigerians, and this will also curtail the issue of fraud. Another beautiful feature this card is bringing to the ecosystem is in the area of loyalty scheme. Loyalty scheme have not been really successful in Nigeria. With this launch, we believe that we'll be solving part of that problem and ensuring that redemption of loyalty points are done easily. Then customized local content. All the contents will be local, customized, and across region, across any line, each organization has the right to customize whatever product on this card. Micropayments and credit, e-government, health, and so on. Other key features: improved sovereignty in terms of data security and operation, standardization, financial inclusion, and affordability. Key opportunities, therefore, are available for domestic autonomy, which is financial inclusion, promoting cashless economy, customer loyalty programs, reduce operating costs, identity management, improve standardization, national and social intervention programs, improve flexibility, growth for the fintech, and opportunity to utilize the AIs, wealth creation and empowerment, then local and global partnership exist. The key offerings the scheme will provide as part of other services and other offerings. Debit card and other related variants like the Zakat card can be issued on this scheme. Then the prepaid card, loyalty cards, gift card, web payment gateway, the APIs are available, virtual cards, secure platform, and co-branding opportunities exist. The benefits, highlighted here as the benefits to the key players, the central bank, the payment collaborators, the PSSPs, PTSPs, and the PTAD, then the issuing and acquiring banks to merchants as well as to cardholders. Great opportunity for cardholders. We have protection against fraud, tokenization, cashback or mile points on a loyalty program. And within a short while, we believe that this loyalty points can be redeemed at airlines, hotels, and even against airtime or even as a credit into your account.
That's the package from the CBN this week. You can report unresolved banking issues to the CBN Consumer Protection Department using the email cpd@cbn.gov.ng. Attach relevant documents. Call the CBN Contact Center on the phone line +234 700 2255 226. Local call rates may apply. Write to us through the email address fromthecbn@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter for updates and to watch uploaded episodes of the program. We invite you to join us again next time. I am William Misi Dada. Stay safe and bye for now.